everybody, it's Dave the Red Pill Coach, and I'm back again, once again, to teach you guys how to make your life better and how to make your relationships work. So today we're going to combine, finally, we're going to combine Red Pill and Gottman in one nice nifty package. I recommend that you go review my previous videos and you work on developing your Red Pill knowledge and your Gottman knowledge, because we're going to be combining these. So let's start with the central premise, and that is that in a relationship, you need both alpha and beta. You need to be an alpha, take no prisoners, asshole, and you need to be the beta, caring, kind, compassionate, etc., etc., with your wife. And you need to do them both at the same time. And that's where we get from here, combining these different aspects from marriage counseling and from Red Pill knowledge. So we talked about dread game. In fact, I wrote a book on dread game, my best-selling book, Saving a Low-Sex Marriage, A Man's Guide to Dread, Seduction, and the Long Game, in which I advocate using the gift of anxiety. Not fear, but anxiety. A little keeping them on their toes so that they know that you are valuable. Then there's IDGAF, I don't give a fuck. Very effective, very attractive to most women. STFU, shut the fuck up. Why does this work? Because most of you talk too much. That's right. If you shut the fuck up, you'll have a better response. We talked about be attractive, don't be unattractive. That's the cardinal rule of Red Pill. And most of all, right thinking and frame. You, that's you. You are the prize. Not your wife, not a woman, not any woman. You're the prize. Start acting like it. And that is the essence of Red Pill. Part of that strategy is understanding female nature. So we talked about hypergamy and game and frame and what's attractive, what's not attractive. And it's not directly what you would think. Right? It's somewhat different, and it's a little bit tricky, but I urge you to go back and look at some of the past videos if you have any questions about that. Or, of course, you can always call me, get in touch with me by email, send me a text, and I'd be happy to spend some time on the phone with you figuring out the balance. Because, folks, this is primarily what I do. This is what I do for a living now. I help guys find the proper balance in their marriage and their relationship. And unfortunately, that's where a lot of my clients come from. They're guys who went Red Pill, and they went total Red Pill ramble. And now they're trying to fix it.
And on the other end of the spectrum, we have guys who are already Red Pill, who then try to use dread game. I had a guy who fell into the cheating man whore category, and he actually, his girlfriend, his wife rather, kicked him out because he was cheating on her. So of course, and actually was a very smart guy. He's a very smart guy, but I don't think guys think clearly, because he was thinking, well, I read your book, and you know, I thought what I needed was more dread game in my marriage. Dude, you cheated on her 6 times already. You don't need more dread game in that situation. And again, it's the balance. So what are we balancing? If we go too far Red Pill on this side, how do we balance it? What do we balance it with? Well, when we're talking about Red Pill, we're talking about alpha, primarily, because Red Pill is a sexual strategy, and it's to get you laid. How do you get laid? You have alpha behaviors. However, pure alpha behaviors are not conducive for a long-term relationship or marriage. You need a balance. You need to mix the alpha and the beta and keep it in balance. And for my purposes, I'm really talking about mixing Red Pill tactics and Gottman tactics. Alpha and beta. You need the balance. And we also talked about flooding, the all-important concept. What ends more marriages than any other. People get flooded when they hear the screechy voice of their wife. We talked about bids for attention, comfort tests, the all-important concept of balancing these characteristics.
And finally, the final video we did was on shared meaning. Once you develop all these and you have a good relationship built, you build on that by developing shared meaning, common goals, common meanings to different words. And I had a video on that and showed you some examples. You need to let your partner influence you. Oh yeah, that's right. You're the leader. You're the man. That's what Red Pill says. But at the same time, a leader just doesn't start issuing orders, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. No, a leader leads. Part of leadership is letting your followers influence you. And that's what you need to do as a man. Build fondness, build appreciation. But build it in the content, in the concept that you are the prize. You're the prize, she's chasing you, you're not chasing her. And don't forget, your woman is an accessory to a good life. Your woman will never be the source of a good life. Oh, she'll enhance a good life if you already have it, but she will not create a good life for you. That's not her job. And she can't do it, and she won't. You need to have your life good, and then you can bring your wife along for the ride. And you need to appreciate what she brings to the relationship. I had a client just tell me last week, being a real alpha, and he's an alpha, super alpha. He says, oh yeah, she complains about her problems, and I don't have time for that stupid female bullshit. I said, this is your wife, right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's your wife. You do have time for her stupid female bullshit, because that's a need that she has. You need to listen, and I recommend my clients listen for about 30 minutes a day. Listen not judgmentally. Don't try to solve her problems. Use your wife as a check valve. She is there to make sure that all the pressure fittings are working and there's no leaks. So that's one way to think of your wife. And again, this is what I do most of my time now as a coach, talking to guys and figuring out the way forward. And in most cases, the way forward is analyzing where you are in terms of alpha beta. And if you're too beta, then you need to add a little more alpha. And if you're, it's in most cases, but if you're too alpha, you kind of need to add a little beta. Now, importantly, I'm not saying you need to be less alpha. I'm saying you need to add the beta along with the alpha in order to maintain a solid long-term relationship. Because most guys, they discover the red pill and they go hog wild. Now here's the secret to sexual strategy. This is how to get women to drop their panties for you. The problem is, that's not the way to get women to want to stay with you long term. These alpha-esque relationships typically last about 2 years. And then they break up. Why? Because the man is not providing what the woman needs. And in this case, she needs more beta. She needs more Gottman type methodology and less red pill methodology. So again, I'm preaching here, and I'll say it again and again, you need the balance. If you get too beta on one side, then you don't want to decrease the alpha. You want to increase the beta so you're in balance. And that's the strategy for a solid, good, long-term relationship. So, for example, on the one hand, you need to view yourself as the prize. You are superior in every respect to your woman. You're smarter, you can work harder, you're bigger, you're stronger, etc. And it's real easy to jump from that position to, I'm better than my wife, so therefore my wife is worthless. No! No! That is not what we're talking about at all. That is not what we're talking about at all. You need to view yourself as the prize, but your wife is an accessory. She is also a prize. What does she bring to the relationship? She brings another opinion. She brings warmth, compassion, femininity, feminine energy. Whatever it is she brings, focus on that when you're alpha-ing up. And you will probably be less likely to go too far in one direction. Because this is the most common mistake. Guys get out of balance and they can't figure out how to get back in balance. Red pill throws you out of balance pretty quickly. And Gottman, I think if you follow it, he tends to throw you out of balance as well. So again, balance. Not too much of one, not too much of the other. When you decrease one, you probably want to decrease the other a little bit. When you increase one, you want to increase the other a little bit. Okay? So that's the strategy for balancing the scales between alpha and beta. Because folks, this is power. Red pill is power. And with great power, you know what I'm going to say, with great power comes great responsibility. So before you make any sudden moves, take a deep breath and don't. Move slowly, move deliberately, move inexorably. Have your goal, but don't jump right to your goal. That's the mistake most guys make. Take some time every day to appreciate your woman. Let me say that again. If you're a red pill man, you love women. The problem is, guys who are red pilling up tend to be very angry at women. And you want to avoid that. There's no reason to be angry. You wouldn't be mad at the tiger who jumps on you in the forest. You take precautions and you deal with the threat. You don't run around and kill all tigers. That would be stupid. In the same way, you don't run around and hate all women just because they're behaving like women. Because that scratchy, screeching voice that is like chalk on a chalkboard is also the sweet, gentle voice that you fell in love with all those years ago. And sometimes guys are like an onion. You just need to peel off the layers of butt hurt. Peel it off slowly because it hurts. I know it hurts, guys. But get off the butt hurt and start acting like a man and start treating your woman like a woman. And again, when I say beta up, I'm not talking about being whiny and obsequious and whimpering. It means you're the leader. Start acting like it. Start leading in a good place so that she can feel safe to follow. And I want to leave you with the ship analogy that we use. Because red pill, married red pill, we conceptualize it that you've got your ship and she's been on your ship running things for quite some time. You come out of the ready room, come out of your quarters, and you just say, oh, I'm red pill now. I'm going to be alpha. And you grab your wife and you shove her out of the way and you start issuing commands. And in many cases, what you guys do is you pick up your wife and you throw her right into the ocean and order your ship, head that way, away from this bitch. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I've seen. And meanwhile, your wife is in the back not knowing what the heck happened. She's in the water, it's cold, she's swimming, and she sees maybe you left a rope for her to grab onto. That's up to her. She can grab it, or she can not grab it, and your ship will just go sailing out of sight. But a couple tricks to that analogy. If you take off the ship too quickly and she grabs the rope, what's going to exactly where it belongs? So how do we get her there? Well, if you look back and you're accelerating and you see your wife is getting dunked in the water, slow down. If you look back and see that your wife has let go of the rope, well, that may be a done deal. It may be a done deal. If you don't want it to be a done deal, then what you need to do is circle around. You know, like when you wipe out water skiing, the tow rope's behind, you circle around and bring the tow rope to her again and give her another chance to grab it. See how that works? Give her another chance, and this time accelerate a little bit more slowly and give her a chance to get up to speed before you dunk her in the water. So red pill is all about how to throw your wife off your ship and to build your frame and send that ship on an important mission over the horizon. But Gottman is about how to reel your wife in once she's in the water. So by combining these two together, we have a very powerful methodology. Let me tell you guys, I've had ridiculous success with this method. You know, the average marriage counselor has about a 50% success rate. I'm not bragging, and it's nothing that I did. It's because of the methodology and the knowledge that I have, not because I'm anything special, although I am. But for the most part, it's a matter of the methodology. And then let me tell you, my success rate, or I should say my failure rate, is less than 10%. 90% of the guys who come to me improve their marriage significantly. All of the women so far who've come to me have significantly improved their marriage. It's actually easier for a woman than it is for a man to improve her marriage. So this stuff works, and I encourage you, read the books, and if you have any problems, many of you do, if you have any problems, get in touch with me, and I will be delighted to talk to you and figure out where we go from here and how we get that balance back. How do we get it back? Do we accelerate? Do we slow down? Do we swing back and throw her the rope again? It's very difficult to figure out on your own. Very difficult to figure out on your own. But the strategy is to be red pill in knowledge, and when possible, use Gottman to improve your marriage. So how do we bring the balance back? Well, it's a very individualistic program. Everybody is different, every relationship is different, and you have to figure out what works for you. So give me a call if you have any problems with that, and I will catch you on the other side.